Hi, JamesAnimalHarrison. I'm here with Tip Tuesday. Today we're just going to give you a quick tip on how you can get more extension and protection for your cymbals when your cymbal stand washers and pads and stuff wear out. So I've got a Yamaha, hopefully this doesn't mess up the focus when I move forward. There's a Yamaha cymbal stand here, and I took everything off of it. Most cymbal stands today are either 6mm or 8mm, and so like a Yamaha stand comes with this threaded piece like this with a stick to gut. It's one piece, it goes on, you can thread it down, it stays in place. These are great. What I usually do on them actually is I take the foam or felt washers like this and I rip them in half so they're more like this. Then I put that down there, put my cymbal on, and then put the bigger washer on top and then tighten it down with the wing nut. Now, there are always times when eventually you'll check and this part will eat through. And I'm going to put one on here that's threaded but has been eaten through and cut down. So here's one that's, you can see, even with a small felt, that really doesn't give you, I can't even get it over that, it doesn't give you very much protection for the cymbal. So what works really well sometimes is, and if you don't have those at all, that's fine. If you have something like a washer like this that goes down, that's the wrong size. I'm going to put this one on here. It'll stop there, and then you can put your washer on here, your felt washer. And there's a couple things you can do. Just go to any local hardware store. I mean, I'm sure you can go to the big boys and stuff like that too. I usually end up just going to a local hardware store, and they have these tubes where you can pull out what you need and cut it. And there's a couple different ones I like to get. This is just like I guess it's a polyurethane plastic type tube, and it's like 49 cents a foot. So here's a big piece here, and I'll put in the picture in the comments. I'll put what the size of it is. That's one of them. Another one that I get sometimes is a little bit bigger, and it's a harder plastic, and it takes up usually about the amount of a cymbal hole, so it doesn't have a lot of play in it. So it's up to you what you want to get. Again, most of them are 6 to 8mm things. So I've cut a couple of pieces. You can cut them with like a box cutter or any kind of a good knife or something like that. So I've cut one here based on this. I've cut a piece of plastic. So what I'm going to do, leave that washer on. I'm going to take the felt washer off for a minute. And I can get this. This is the hard plastic one. I just put it over there, put the felt washer back on, and you have to work it over there. And then I've got plenty of space for my cymbal to go. Put my other washer on there, work it over there, put the wing nut on, and that works fine. So that's one way. Okay? And again, that's the hard plastic one. Okay, and I'll put the description of that in the comments as well. Another one you can do is the clear plastic one. Now this one's a little tighter, all right? So you might have to spin it and force it down, but it will fit, okay? And oftentimes if I'm in that situation, what I'll do is I'll take another washer and push it down with that washer, okay? And again, put my felt washer on, and I've got a clear tube over the plastic, and I put my cymbal on there, and again, the usual, put the other washer on, put the thing on to do it. And again, I can pull that off by, it takes a little bit of force because this one's tighter, pull the washer up, the whole thing comes off, there's the clear piece. So I'll put the descriptions and sizes and stuff in the comments. Now, this is a Yamaha stand. Most of the Yamaha stands are pretty heavy duty and whatnot. And I have some old Premier stands on my Jazz kit in there, and they're 6mm, they're a little stronger. And I also grabbed, and what did I do with it? Oh, I had a smaller one over here. I laid it over somewhere and forgot about it, but it's a 6mm. So sometimes what works in there, obviously you have to get a washer with a little bit of a smaller hole if you need that. If you've already got that on there, that's fine. And then this type of stuff would have too much play in there. So if you go sometimes to like Ross or any of these type of stores, they've got these plastic drinking straws that are little flimsy straws. They're only a couple bucks for, you usually get a 4 or 5 pack, and it actually has a straw cleaner too. And but obviously you don't need that. And they're very flexible and whatnot. And if you need them, you could cut small pieces like that to go over the 6mm stand, which I obviously, I could see it, so they're across the room. But you get the point, I think. So, if I put that on there, I could put the little piece of straw down there. And this is a rubber straw. It's not a plastic straw. It would serve the purpose for giving your cymbals protection. It used to be every time I'd visit schools to work with a drum line or a jazz band or drum lessons, even at some of the colleges I used to teach at, and high schools, inevitably, every time I'd walk in the room, I'd see a cymbal stand with a cymbal on there with no protection for the cymbal. And it would just blow my mind at how easy of a fix it can be for pennies for something that cost you hundreds and hundreds of dollars for cymbals. So my quick tip is, you don't always have to go to a music store and try to find the pieces of plastic. There are some companies that put out kits, I guess they call them, emergency kit or something like that. So if you lose one, and I'm telling you, if you're ever in a situation where people are going, multiple drummers are going in and out and changing cymbals, the felt's going to go flying off. You're going to lose felts, or you're going to lose, the plastic tubing or something. I do really like the Yamaha ones that thread down, but eventually when the cymbals cut through it, I just cut them off and keep the threaded washer and use that, and then use the tube on top of it and take care of that. So anyway, for pennies on the dollar, 49 cents, this was 49 cents a foot, okay? I think this one was maybe 70 cents a foot or something, So, and I got 2 feet. So, that covers a lot of cymbal stands. And you don't have to have a metal on metal contact. And, I can't remember how much these straws were, $2.99 or something like that. And again, for these smaller, older cymbal stands, the old Ludwigs, any of the old American companies, Premier, and the smaller cymbal stands that were 6mm, this works perfectly. And they actually last quite a while, believe it or not. So straws, and again, they're not plastic. These are rubber straws. You can see I can bend them and they pop right back. Or the plastic tubes that you can buy. You can make plenty of cymbal protection sleeves for your cymbal stands, and it works great. And I'll put, again, the SKU of what these sizes are, and you can go from there. So there's my quick tip. Don't damage a very expensive cymbal just because you don't have a plastic sleeve for it. If you lose it, or if eventually the cymbals will cut through, go buy some tubing. It's very cheap, and it's a great fix, and will save you hundreds of dollars from either keyholing or cracking a cymbal. Thanks.